NSJT, no secrets, just truth. Jazrael Emil Kavan. I'm tired of hearing those who throw themselves pity parties. I'm tired of those who have excuses not to do better. I'm tired
of hearing, why me? I'm tired of hearing about the drama in everyone else's life. There is struggle in life, period. Nobody has a perfect life. If anybody had a perfect life, this world will be sugar and marshmallows and chocolate streams, and there will be so much fun to be had, like a huge carnival. They act like there's a magic trick preventing them from living life, preventing them from doing better, preventing them from being better. To me, it's all bull. You could do better. You could be better. It's a choice within yourself to do battle, to be somebody. Everybody goes through something. Those who listen to my radio broadcast all across the world knows that I have had my fair shares of ups and downs, but yet I still stand. I have lupus, and I'm losing the ability to walk. I walk with a walker and can barely stand on my own. Yet I live independently. Yet I still put groceries in the house. Yet I still pay my bills. Yet I still worship the Lord and have time of contemplation where I contemplate what life would be like if I was just like everyone else, normal, and have the basic drama. Yet I take over 15, etc. pills a day just to keep me going. I have my days where the pain is excruciating, where I want to give up my life because it's too hard. I've lost many friends behind having a disease that I cannot control. I've had people manipulate and use me and talk about me behind my back and believe that I didn't know what they were saying. I fought a job for the right to be able to be disabled and still work. And I won. Because what was on my side was not just the truth. What was on my side was the willingness to fight. I'm retired at the age of 30. Can no longer work. Not my choice, but by force. I've had tears in my eyes because I'm too young to be walking with the walker. I'm too young to be fighting so hard for my life. I'm too young to be dealing with something that is ravaging my body and my mind. I am too young to be losing it. When I hear people rant and rave about how much they hate their lives and how they wish this would happen to them and that would happen to them, I say to myself, if they only knew. I'm tired of hearing women saying that there is no good men out there. They're out there, but you just don't want them. You love the drama. You love the games. You love the pain. It allows you to abuse yourself without you abusing yourself. That's what drama does. It allows you to have someone else hurt you so you can say to yourself that I am nobody. That I have not the strength to go on. Stop spreading your legs to each and every man you meet. And and you will find a good man. Seek knowledge and wisdom and faith, and you will find a good man. The calling of a good man is a man who is willing to wait, who is willing to give all that he has, who feels like he is equal to the woman he loves, to the woman he wants to be with. He doesn't want to be doing all the hard work or spending all his money just trying to love you for you. Any man who buys you something or gives you something just so he can get something in return is not a good man. He's a little boy wishing that he was a man. For those who are out there that are young, that is going through abuse, it's not your fault. Freedom will come. When that day comes, you will get a choice to either turn your back on those who abused you or face them head on and tell them exactly what you feel. Neither path is the wrong way. I was criticized for when I turned 18 and began to tell my mother of all the things that she had done to me, how she broke me down and destroyed me by her abuse. That there was no excuse for the things that she did. Everybody told me it was the wrong thing until she asked me for forgiveness. There are those who go through life allowing life to destroy them, and then there are those who go through life fighting the good cause, the righteous cause of truth, the righteous cause of love. The power to be healed is within you. The power to be real is within you. I'm tired of people saying I'm an outcast, so nobody loves me. Well, God loves you. He gave you breath. He woke you up this morning. He gave you the ability to move on another day in this world. Now you can throw yourself a pity party and sit there and say that life sucks. But you know what? It is you who sucks. It is you who forsake God, not God who forsakes you. It is you having the pity party. Oh, poor me. Today I had a long day of doctor's appointments, and I came home to record this message because I am tired of hearing people complain when others have it far worse than you do, when others don't know what they're going to eat tonight, what they're going to sleep tonight, whether they'll be able to raise their children on the money that they're making, where they're worried about things that are out of their control. They're praying the serenity prayer tonight, this afternoon, this very moment. 7 billion people on the face of this earth crying out to live a life that they deserve to have. It is your birthright to be able to pray to the Lord above and have Him answer you with the powerful answer that you can do these things on your own. You don't need training wheels. It's time for you to ride the bike on its own. It's time for you to get back on the horse. It's time for you to get back up off the ground. It is time for you to stop having excuses. One of my sayings as I was growing up, being an adult, I said that it's only little boys who have excuses for why they haven't done what they were supposed to do, why they haven't grown up and matured and take responsibility for their actions. Because becoming a man is going down the long road of your standards and believing in your standards. At a time in my life where I was hurt, my soul ripped from my body, my heart ripped from my chest, playing the game, trying to be like every other dude, being a player. And I swore off sex for 8 years. 8 years. People ask me how I had the willpower. Easy. Just because you spread your legs and you have the same body parts as every woman on the face of this planet does not mean that I have to fall for your schemes and your manipulation. Does not mean that I defile my temple, my body, myself for you. And you are not worth it. I hold the secrets of many. Things they have taught to me about and long forgotten. But I remember. Because those stories are the reason why I am so inspirational inside. It's the reason why I offer my love to anybody and everybody. I don't love anybody more or less. I love everybody equally. I hold them to the same standard. I treat strangers as family because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm tired of hearing people say they're Christians and yet they don't act like Christians. They do the same thing everybody else in the world does. How much of the word do you believe if you're not willing to act on the word and do the will of God? I had people say, oh, you ain't got lupus. It's all in your head. Because I slowly deteriorated. Got down to 105 pounds. Death was knocking at the door. When God told me to get up and leave your home state, I want you to go across the country. I want you to seek my will. I left those who I love deeply behind. It was the hardest choice I ever had to make in my life. But I am now receiving the best medical care I have ever received in my life. I have doctors who are working hard to find out what they can do to ease my pain, to give me the strength to be able to walk on my own again, to be able to stand without shaking, to be able to be more than just some crippled, disabled throwaway. There are those who are going through things in their life right now and they're ready to give up. But if you give up, the enemy has won. He has already infiltrated your mind. He has already destroyed your will to believe in hope. He has already taken your faith and swallowed it whole. He has devoured you. You lay in the belly of the beast. And that is not what you came here to do. You came here to slay a beast. You came here to knock down tyrants. You came here to use the will of God to build a temple that no man can destroy. It says, why store up goods and riches here where you can store up goods and riches in the heavens above that no man can touch, that no thief can steal. I'm telling you today that I'm tired. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of those who turn their backs on others because of something petty. I'm tired of the petty arguments in families and neighbors and strangers. Those who are quick to judge. Those who are quick to say that you're not going through. I understand that it's hard to live this life. I understand that it's hard to go through this life. There's all kinds of temptations. Drinking and smoking marijuana and having sex and doing all kinds of things that you know you should not be doing. All the vices that you have, the lying, the manipulating, the playing games. Life is not a game. Karma is a bitch. I say it again. Karma is a bitch. Because when you think that you have won, when you think you have manipulated the cause of life, the flow of life, when you think you have manipulated some person that is so dumb not to realize it, somebody else is playing the same game with you. Whatever you dish out will come back to you tenfold. Whatever you steal from someone else will be stolen from you. And I speak to those who steal blessings. I used to teach my students to beware of those who are trying to steal your blessings that's only in your life because they know that God rewards you heavily. Only with you because you got money. Only with you because you got what they need. And they feed upon you. Instead of encouraging you to be stronger. Instead of standing by your side regardless of what you do and what you say. Those who make you a better man, make you a better woman. It's time for us to take responsibility for ourselves. It's time for us to take responsibility for the world that we live in to make it a better place so that our children will inherit the ability to be able to be strong adults. You don't raise a child just to be defenseless. You raise a child to become a beautiful adult. The teenage years is the hardest years. No, the teenage years is the years that you're supposed to be teaching your child how to take care of themselves in a cruel and cold world. I don't know how many women have been raped going to parties, believing that they safe, getting drunk, smoking that weed, and then they so inebriated they can't fight off their attackers. They become victims. I know how many have lost their virginity by rape when they were young. Those who have been molested. The demons haunt them even more because that life is not the life they want. The flashbacks are not the flashbacks they want. But the power of God will give you the strength to still be a woman of morals, a woman of conviction, a woman worth loving. For you guys out there who don't spend one moment trying to get to know the woman that you're trying to get with, you just think that she's sexy. You just think that she's easy. You haven't thought about why she's easy. You haven't thought about what she's been through. She's carrying pain in her heart and wearing a smile, and you believe that, oh, your game is so good because you can pull her, because you can sleep with her. Stop trying to overlook what she is and who she is and help her become what she wants to be. Ladies, being like men having so many sexual partners, when it come time to get married, ain't nobody want to marry a old, torn up, worn out woman who have been with half the world. These short-term relationships that's all about physicalness. I know the joys of sex, but it has no power over me. I know what it's like to lie and get away with things, but I don't believe in lying. I believe in the truth. NSJT stands for no secrets, it's truth. It's tattooed on my body. I believe it in my heart and in my soul. Why should I lie to you when the truth is far better? It may hurt you now, but it will give you strength later. It will plant a seed that will grow, and you will become stronger. I don't know how many people stopped being my friend because they expected me to lie to them and tell them that everything's okay. There's a downfall to living in a delusion. There's a downfall to living in a fantasy world. There's a downfall for trying to be popular amongst your friends. There's a downfall for being the party animal. There's a downfall for creating drama or having drama around you. The Lord can't get to you because there's so many roadblocks. Because you're so busy ignoring him going to the club, dancing and shaking your booty for everybody, hoping to pick up somebody. You get what you put out. When it comes time to harvest in and look at your life totally, you're left alone. I don't know how many women I know raising children on their own, not married and still out there dating. But they got 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 kids. And they want a man to love them. But you ask them to take on the responsibility of raising children that are not theirs. You asking them to go way beyond. And there's some men out there that will. Because they believe in the power of love. They believe they can heal all hearts. They believe that there is no obstacle to their faith. To me, having a woman play games like a man only shows me that they have not matured. As I told my sister, when a man sees you, he knows automatically what you are, by what you're wearing, by what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go. If you have your own crib, your own car, your education in mind, it's a lot easier to pick a man because the man realizes he has to up his game. He got to up his ability to be on your level. He has to have the same thing going on for himself. He has to have his own place. He has to have his own car. He has to have his own money. He has to be smart and educated. Don't no bum walk up to some highly dressed young lady sitting at the bar sipping on something and think he can talk to her. Don't no thug walk up to a teacher and try to pull her, he goes to the bottom of the cesspool. The ones that he think will have sex with him just because he bought him a pair of shoes. Have sex with him just because he took him out to dinner. Have sex with him because he took him to the movies. Their standards are low. When you raise your standards, you raise the standards of the man that will love you. And there is no foundation in a relationship without faith in God. Read 2 Corinthians. Read Corinthians, period. Read Proverbs. Read Psalms. Read Ecclesiastic. Some of us will get married and some of us will never get married. He knows what our destiny is, for he has created our destiny. For he has created us to do his will, to follow the path he lays before us. I spent a lot of time thinking of how many years I spent on my career versus trying to have a personal life. There are times that I say to myself, I regret not having a personal life at the same time as a professional life. But I was too serious about what I was doing. My passions were being filled by doing what my career was, being a chef. I was in love with that. There was no room for anything else. I was in love with my family. There was no room for anyone else. Because all those who wanted me to give up something faced the cold reality that I would not give up the things they wanted me to give up. Well, you need to stop counseling. You need to stop teaching. You need to stop thinking that it's your job to fix everything. That is my job. As long as I have breath in my body, my job is to fix things that's going wrong in the lives of other people who cross my path, who ask for help, who ask to be healed, who ask to be delivered, who ask to be strong, who ask for the wisdom. It is my job to hear their stories, but this rant is not about them. It's about those refusing to accept that they are going through. Refusing to do something about it. Keep coming back time after time, hoping that I will be able to give them an answer. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, will do it the same results. And I have those people in my life who do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. They are literally insane. They live in a cesspool. They do not rise to the height of what you should rise to when you believe in God. You should be growing bigger and better and stronger. The temple of God should be to the height of the sky. It should touch heaven. Your deeds shall reach the sky and touch heaven. You should be able to live a good life in this world. I believe that God protects those who does his will. I believe God protects those who are willing to give all of themselves to each and everything they do, including the words they speak. They don't break their promises, they keep them. They don't lie, they tell the truth. They don't hate, they love. They don't walk away, they stand. They don't run, they fight. They'll tear the sun out of the sky and bring it down to earth to burn their enemies and crush those who do not believe in them. are here because we are children and servants of God. And don't get it confused. Children of God are different than servants of God. There is no righteous among us unless God calls us righteous. And I have not heard from the thunder of the roaring storm that is our lives that anyone is righteous. There are no saints among us. Even though you may go to church and somebody say they are a saint, they're not a saint. Only God can name somebody righteous. Only God can name somebody a saint. There are rapists and child molesters and killers and all kinds of thieves and evildoers that sit in the same church as you do every Sunday, proclaiming that they are Christians, but they do not behave as Christians. They watch the tyranny and pain of others and do nothing to stop it. And they sit in that church every Sunday proclaiming that they're doing the will of God, that they're missionaries, and do not missionary to the communities around them. How pitiful is the child who has rags for clothes to go to school in? How pitiful is the child who has no one to love them? How pitiful is the child who has no direction in life and become drug dealers and become thieves and robbers and killers and child molesters and rapists. It is society that have created these monsters by turning a blind eye. That is not what we're supposed to do as Christians. Don't tell me to be calm. Don't tell me to stand still. Don't tell me to watch and do nothing. When all it takes is a kind gesture to buy the kids some clothes, even if it's from the thrift store. All it takes is a kind gesture to sit and listen to a child's plea. All it takes is for someone to stand up and say, not any more around me. I will do the will of God. I will be the force of God. God has given us that authority to stop pain and heartache, to resurrect the soul that has died in the body. There are those who are walking around dead men because they have no soul. Because they grew up and no one cared about them. So they're turned cold to the world. So acting out in a dangerous way is okay for them. Tearing somebody else's life apart helps shares the pain that they feel. You want to know why there are always these mass shootings and bombings and all this stuff going on? It's because we forgot that a village raises a child. Because we forgot that we're supposed to speak up. Because we forgot that we're supposed to be falling on our knees anywhere we at to pray. I give the Muslim that over the Christians. They pray 3 times a day, faithfully. But how many times a day does a Christian pray? How many times a day do they fast? I give Muslims the credit. They have a whole month dedicated to fasting. I give Buddhists credit because they teach how to endure pain. They teach you the beauty of pain. They teach you the beauty of self. They teach you the beauty of worlds beyond this one and this one. They teach you life is worth living. They teach you to calm your soul. They teach you the ease of being alone. They teach you the wisdom of what you seek in a person. Not just knowledge, but wisdom to know the difference between when to comfort and when to be hardcore. and tell nothing but the truth. I call it a supplement for Christianity. It empowers and it boosts the ability of a Christian to see life as it's supposed to be. Some of the people ask me, how are you Buddhist and Christian at the same time? Because Buddhism teaches you how to focus on you. That's what the Bible teaches you, how to focus on you and what you do, not what the group does, but what do you do? You will be judged by the fruits of your labor and the deeds that you do. God is a searcher of minds and hearts. He can see who is willing to stand up for that woman who has been raped, who is willing to stand up and put an end to child molestation, to put an end to thievery and robbery, to put an end to the killing in the neighborhoods of the hood and the streets. Those who are willing to go into the burning building to pull out a child. Those who are willing to go in the burning building and pull out a woman and a man or anyone inside. Those who run to the rescue of others and think not of themselves but of others. Those are the heroes of the day and the age, this generation, this era. If we are supposed to be the children of destiny, we need to start acting like the children of destiny and do the deeds that are supposed to be done. Let us not wait for someone else to start doing what they're doing for us to then begin to think that it's popular. Pay it forward. Those who have done for you means that you must do for someone else. I believe that we can't be the angels of the earth. I believe that we are demigods, half flesh, half God. Because we have souls. The breath of life is in us. God did that. God allowed us to be born. God allowed us to grow up. God allowed us to be an adult. God allowed us to have the things that we have. And I'm thankful for all the things that I have. But I do not worship idols. I do not look at TV and say that I wish I could be just like them, or they are my favorite this and I got to have everything or this. I don't look at Jordans and say I have to have every pair of Jordans. I don't worship and idolize men. I worship and idolize God. But I do worship faith. I do worship love. I do worship peace. I worship those things because those are the elements of God. We have to begin to think about the elements of life, good life, true life. I have peace with my illness because I believe that the body must be commanded by the soul. The soul commands the body. And if I keep my soul strong, then my body will be strong. My body will fight to get back to where it needs to be, to get back to where it was. I have faith. I've been fighting this disease for almost 8 years. And now that I see the worst of this disease, I'm still not afraid because the enemy will not put fear into me. I went through 14 years of abuse. And the luck of the draw, I had to be diagnosed with lupus and other things as an adult. So I haven't really truly lived and done the things I wanted to do the way I wanted to do them. But it's okay because I'm still here. I'm still standing. I still believe my number one job is to inspire those around the world, those around me. It is a blessing for me to be able to record these messages. It is a blessing to be able to quote every day on Facebook something powerful. It is a blessing for me to be a street poet, a poet that tells it like it is, a poet that believes in love first, a poet that believes that his life is a gift, that his life is the determining factor of the world that is around me, that there is responsibility and a great power that God has given me to stand. Because there are those who can't stand. There are those who are blind. There are those who are deaf. There are those who are mentally retarded. There are those who have autism. There are those who are in wheelchairs. There are those who can't feed themselves. There are those who are in comas. There are those who are on their deathbed. And I'm still alive. I still have a powerful voice in the kingdom of God. So do I fear? No. Because the worst has already happened to me. For those who have gone through a rough life, you have to remember the worst has happened to you. The devil has done his worst, and you are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still here. You are still fighting the cause of life. You still have the breath of life in you. I believe it is treason to have the breath of God inside of you, and you do the things that you do. You're not only denying God his just due, but you are telling him that he should not give breath to you because you are going to do what you're going to do. It is time to come out of the shadows. It is time to let the skeletons out the closet. It is time for the drama to come to an end. It is time for you to say enough. You will not use me, Satan. I rebuke you in the name of God, the one true God, the Alpha, the Omega, the teacher, the master, the Father. For those who have yet to see the light of God, I pray right now that wisdom will give you the sight of God, that you will begin to have the power of discernment, that you will begin to hunger and thirst for his word, that you will pick up your Bible and begin to read it. Read it with your soul. Read it with your heart, not just with your eyes. Listen to the words that are being spoken into your mind. Listen to the angels that surround you, that believes in you, that holds on to you, that will not bring harm to you. For our God neither slumbers nor sleeps. Our God says that the kingdom of heaven is inside us and all around us. That if they say that heaven is in the sky, the birds shall precede you. They say that heaven is in the ocean and the fish shall precede you. But if they say that heaven is upon this earth, then you shall be truly wise. We have done a lot of things in error, and we must pray that our sins forgive us. But we cannot languish in pain anymore. We cannot turn a blind eye to the things of life anymore. We can't sit on the sidelines of life anymore. We cannot go through the drama of what we've been going through for so long anymore. We have to act. We have to be the heroes of the day and the night. We have to be the angels of the earth among those who need us. We must listen out for their calls. We must believe that no one meets us for no reason, that we hold the answer for somebody, that our story will change somebody. No matter how horrible your life has been, your story will change somebody. It is time for us to begin to tell the stories to our children, begin to tell our stories to our friends and our loved ones, to the lost, to the lonely. It is time for us to be who we were destined to be, the children of destiny.